Coming up, a battle between two Heisman winners as Baker Mayfield looks to go 3-0 against Joe Burrow. It's the Browns and the Bengals, and it's coming up next.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gordon. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. And for the first time, here comes the Cleveland Browns offense. Quarterbacked by Baker Mayfield, 4th-year man from Oklahoma.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch the short passes. He can run under a long pass. Or he can do what we saw right there. Catch one and then make a big gain after the catch.
Yeah, and that was sheer determination right there. He decided before the play, if there was a sliver, he was going to take advantage of it. Looked the ball in, turned on the jets, and took it all the way.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Time to see the Bengals offense go to work. And leading them out, the #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Joe Burrow, now in his 2nd season out of LSU.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The numbers for Mixon last week. well into the triple digits, and they'll take that every time out.
What I loved was just how decisive he was running the football. Coaches like guys that go north and south. They don't like the east-west guys, the juking and the jiving. 1 foot in the ground and cut. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage...
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Landry, agile footwork. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. There's the rookie from Auburn, Anthony Schwartz. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. When you think about the strong safety position, you know, they're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body, and he was able to get in there and make a great play.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a 1st down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And his kick is indeed good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Pettis now on the return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
That boy showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
Back to Mixon on second down.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
So this rivalry, Charles, here in the Buckeye State, Cincinnati and Cleveland, you felt like for a while it took a dip as these two franchises struggled, but now I think this rivalry is budding again as one of the best under-the-radar rivalries in the NFL.
I agree with you absolutely, because both of these teams have the arrow pointing up. They've kind of solved their quarterback issues. They're building up their rosters. But one of the most defining moments of this rivalry to me wasn't even in a Browns-Bengals game. It was a Seahawks-Bengals game when head coach Sam White addressed the crowd and emphasized that Cincinnati was the place to be.
Well, Charles, I think his exact words were, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome.
There he goes right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands, and off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away.
Pettis now on the return.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish, but you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Burrow will throw.
That's taken in by Higgins.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Landry, agile footwork. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. Now Mayfield. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Chubb on the counter. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First down, Browns.
Let's go!
17-0 our score after 1. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. And that's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. Throwing, Mayfield. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 2nd and 8 coming up. A give. This is Chubb. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Just a pickup of 3, but that is indeed enough.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Mayfield. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns continue to pull away here in this first half. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Joe Burrow and the Bengals set to go back on offense. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammate.
Now Burrow loses the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone.
The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 yards, the pickup there. Second down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line. Here's Mayfield. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The Browns on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun. Mayfield. And it's caught. Touchdown, Browns. Austin Hooper. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns continue to roll.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well. And they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
Gets this one left side to Pettis. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
The Browns drive about to get started. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. First down, Mayfield. He'll find Schwartz complete right side. 7 yards, the pickup there. Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield powering forward. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Mayfield finding Hooper there for a Cleveland first. And again, it's Mayfield. Got an open man. It's Schwartz. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Second down at 4. Mayfield to throw it. And finding the tight end, Hooper.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes. That's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards, the final tally.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Mayfield off the play fake. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Chubb. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd and goal, Mayfield, and he's got his tight end. It's Hooper from the Browns. Touchdown. Austin Hooper with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Browns are pouring it on. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense has done a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Now this one complete on the slant route. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Dumps it off to Mixon. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He'll get this out to his running back, Pirine. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Here we go.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
McPherson's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Takes it at the 7. And he returns this to the 22.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We begin with the Battle of the Purple. Minnesota squaring off against Baltimore. And not much offense so far. 7-3 is the score at the half. Kirk Cousins responsible for the lone touchdown in the game thus far as he's thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head to the Big Easy to check on the Saints at home in the Superdome. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. A touchdown pass there for Jameis Winston. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Zach Wilson, over 300 yards passing in the victory with a couple of touchdown passes as well. On to a look at the next-gen stats for the Browns in that first half. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Signed in the offseason, Jadeveon Clowney, everywhere he goes, people expect to see what we just saw. Him chasing quarterbacks and putting them on the deck. He's been around in this league a number of different places, but in each spot, the expectation is that he may get double-digit sacks.
The throw over the middle taken in. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Mayfield looks to throw. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. And at this point, after that return for a touchdown, I guess the only thing is you're asking what else could go wrong.
Not only that, I think that between the two of us, we thought this was over before. I believe now it's really over.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Well, the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns.
And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield on play action.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that 1st down marker.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
Here's Jamie Gillen now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. This is caught by Tate. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the 1st down. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Burrow. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Tate. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. Dancing to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Now Burrow on 1st down. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Malik McDowell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
Now Burrow.
Now Burrow loses the football.
And this is picked up by the Browns. He's at the 40. 20. 10. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
I think what we just saw there with that fumble return is the increased emphasis on taking the ball away from another team. And no one wants to just fall on in football anymore, do they? They want to take it and try and score themselves.
But when you fall 1 yard short of getting in the end zone as a former defender, you know it hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
Not only does it hurt, the laughter in film is going to be intense. You are going to get jumped on for not making it all the way to the end zone.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. The poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper with his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Pettis now on the return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Out comes the Cleveland defense. They get ready and set for the next possession. Big swing play last time they were out there. Looked like they might yield some points. They recovered a fumble, and it turned into a touchdown on the other side.
In a lot of ways, you can say that maybe at a minimum that was a 10-point swing. The field goal that looked like they were going to give up at a minimum. Instead, they take it the other way, turn it into a touchdown, give them 7. By my math, that's a 10-point swing.
And your math's always right. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sione Takitaki in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Here's Burrow. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And nobody in the stadium feels better than he does right now. Just a slew of touchdown passes. He's been spectacular.
And you and I both know this is a team game, one of the best team games that's out there. But right now, I've forgotten what the scoreboard even says. Just watching what he's doing.
It's been fun.
That's been mesmerizing and a whole lot of fun to watch.
He's hoping to keep it going here in the 3rd quarter. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie. 2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense. Can't do that.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
That's what I'm talking about.
They run it again with Chubb. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Shrugs him off. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And his kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Sione Takitaki able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Forced out to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Mack Wilson drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city. But in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. They go with Chubb on second down. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Right now.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
Keep playing hard. Let's get it. 55's my guy. 55.
They'll give it to Chubb. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
To throw, Mayfield. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there, and they end up making the play.
And his kick here is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Malik McDowell. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Another try after the first down sack. Burrow under pressure. They got him again. Malik McDowell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. But remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down.
Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Browns on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 89 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. A give running right is Chubb. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop them here on third down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Let's go!
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Second and goal. At the 4-yard line.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, they're setting themselves up as a major contenders. They move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11.